Hey guys, Alex here with Rapid Fire Rundown. Today we're going to be discussing the 100 Concepts Helmet Scrim as well as the Beez Combat System Ghillie Wrap for your primary rifle system or anything really. And why I think they are incredibly awesome and inexpensive pieces of kit that you can add to your toolbox for a very low amount of money that can really pay dividends. All right. So why would you want a ghillie wrap? Why would you want your weapon system to be covered in fake leaves? Why would you like your helmet system to have this scrim on it? Well, it's all about breaking up the outline. We've all seen those Garand Thumb videos and a bunch of other mountaineering videos or camouflage videos, hunting videos, where someone just effectively disappears, right? We all played Call of Duty Modern Warfare in the all ghillied up mission, and we thought, that looks cool, I want to do that. These scrims, they're not quite a full ghillie suit. As many of you know, a ghillie suit is incredibly difficult to wear. It's really hot. It's really annoying to move around in. This scrim system is instead supposed to add a little bit of that extra outside element to your kit to really break up the silhouette of your rifle, break up the silhouette of your helmet, because human beings in nature are incredibly easy for our eyes to see, as well as black rifles or pistols or things that just aren't natural. That's what these scrims are designed to do. They're not supposed to make you invisible like a ghillie suit, but they just add that little bit of touch so your silhouette is broken up at a distance. Now, the first one I want to discuss is this 100 Concepts helmet scrim. First of all, like I mentioned, it is incredibly inexpensive. I'll put a picture on the screen here. It comes in a couple different options for the color pattern. I chose Multicam Tropic, if I remember correctly, which even though I run normal multicam on everything, I just think Multicam Tropic looks really cool. I live in an environment where green, as well as all these multicam colors, are really frequent, even in these fall months. But Multicam Tropic is excellent. Um, Here is what the helmet scrim looks like. I'll give you guys a close up. All right. You'll see that it is mostly shades of green. Okay. And now the next thing you're going to notice is that I have accessories like this white light here, right over here. I have accessories like this white light that are obviously bright. I have a PVS-14 that is camoed in essentially like multicam black. So you're going to say, hey, well, that doesn't really match your environment very well, and that doesn't really matter. What the scrim does is, like I mentioned, it just breaks up your silhouette. We're not expecting a invisibility cloak, or we're not expecting to be 100% unrecognizable even up close. I'm going to put some pictures on the screen right now. In this first picture, you'll see that we're zoomed in pretty close up, and you're going to tell me, hey, I can totally tell that's a helmet. Yeah, you can, but still, or even still, the helmet is a little bit more difficult to ascertain that it is a helmet rather than it being just like a fully blacked out or a white out or a tanned out like Team Wendy helmet, okay? Or an ops core that's just run completely shiny. Now, in this next picture right here, I put the helmet a little bit farther back. You can clearly see that the helmet is, well, it takes your eyes a second to be able to find it. Now, imagine that this is in an environment where it's a little bit more green and it's not the fall months, and you'll quickly be able to see the utility of these products. Like I mentioned, they're not so you are invisible. If you want to do that, you're going to need to get netting and a ghillie suit and really dedicate to it. This is just supposed to break up that outline. Now, I can't say, well, I can say the same for the Beez combat system, um, weapon ghillie. However, I don't have any pictures of this as I wasn't able to bring this outside. But I want to give you guys a quick um, introduction to this. So camo netting or just ghillieing your rifle is a lot more difficult than ghillieing your helmet setup. This helmet setup, I really don't have to worry about this at all once I set it up. A rifle setup is you're going to have to tinker around with it for a little bit. First of all, you'll see that I don't have it over my ejection port of my rifle. I don't have it impeding with any of my controls on this side. And I would say that this ghillie wrap probably makes a lot more sense on a recce SBR type build. So we're talking 16, 18-inch barrel with an LPVO. Now, why is that? Well, because you can wrap the netting around the LPVO, right? If you have a suppressor, you can buy a suppressor wrap, and you can wrap the ghillie netting, this Beez combat system ghillie around that suppressor. And I'll put a picture of that on the screen now, but it really does work a lot better than what I have here. This is just a spare parts build that's going to kind of turn into an LMG likely eventually. It doesn't really make sense here, but even then, it does an excellent job of blending it in. Even if I hold it against my jacket here, which is a 81 jacket, whatever color pattern this is, you'll see that it's really difficult to tell this is even a rifle. So if you have an SPR build, I definitely recommend the Beez Combat System Ghillie Wrap a little bit more on that. Now, I want to talk about negatives. And first of all, we're going to talk about the Beez Combat System negatives. The Beez Combat System Ghillie Wrap. Installing that is a bitch. What they're going to do is they're going to send you a package, and it's going to be a giant square of all of this material. You're going to have to cut it out, and you're going to have to weave a wire through every one of those individual leaves. Okay? Doesn't sound that bad. And if you watch the YouTube channel that covers that, Beez has a YouTube channel, you're going to think that doesn't look that bad. I promise you, you're going to get about 3 leaves in and say, this sucks. If you have a girlfriend that's into arts and crafts, I recommend you just give it to them, because that's what I did. I said, screw this, I'm not installing all that. It's still a great product. Beez, if you're watching this, I really enjoy your product. Just understand that the installation sucks really bad, okay? So get used to it, crank a couple beers, and take the evening to set that up. Still a great product at a really inexpensive price point. Now, the 100 Concepts helmet scrim is something that I'm a little bit more fond of. That's not to say that it is better than the Beez Combat systems, but I just much prefer a helmet scrim. This helmet scrim, it comes in kind of similar to the Beez Combat system, where it is a square, but you don't need to cut everything out individually. So you're just going to put the wire around this entire scrim, the outsides of the scrim, and then you're just going to, by using tension, just put it over your helmet, put it over this NVG mount, which has its own square cutout, and then really in a couple minutes you have a excellent helmet scrim. Now, there are a couple considerations for this helmet scrim. First of all, obviously accessing your controls is going to be a little bit more difficult. What I mean by that is and I'll put my chin strap on for you, my earphones come down pretty easily. My PVS-14 obviously comes down pretty easily. But I have a IR light back here that is clearly covered by the scrim. Hopefully you guys can see that. Clearly covered by the scrim, as well as a battery pack back here. So getting to those batteries is going to be a little bit more difficult. So when you get a PVS-14, a lot of people, let me turn this off, a lot of people train to be able to change the batteries in their PVS-14 device. They train to use their white light illumination, their IR illumination, without having to look at it. That's a pretty critical part of night vision understanding, is just being able to use the controls without really thinking, or without taking off your helmet, right? For obvious reasons, we don't want to take off our helmet. This ghillie is definitely going to prevent that. Now, do I consider that a downside? No, not really, because the ghillie system actually comes off the helmet incredibly easy if you are in, let's say, like an urban environment, and you just need to have this underneath from your helmet. You can access all your controls a little bit easier. And I want to show you what that looks like. Like I mentioned, there is paracord around the entire base of the helmet. And then on one of these sides, which I will find right now, we have this little clamp that holds all this paracord. So the first option to rip this off your head is you can take this paracord and just rip it off. The second option is if you just press it on that black tab and unwind the paracord, then you can just undo it from the base of your helmet setup. So I really don't consider there to be downsides with this because it is so easy to remove, right? So that really is all I have to say about the Beez Combat System Ghillie Wrap, as well as the 100 Concepts helmet scrim. There are a lot of other different scrims out there. Scrims for your backpack, scrims for your shoulders that I know Cry makes. They look really, really cool. And I want to give you guys a video at some point talking about the basics of just camouflage, because that is something I've spent a lot of time in. I'm not an instructor or anything, but I spent a lot of time trying to blend in with environments. And scrimming and just ghillie wrapping is a really cool science. I want to hear what you guys have to say down below on this topic. Um, as always, please like and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy my content. I want to make one really quick shout out. We just recently hit 1,000 subscribers. I can't say how thankful I am to all my subscribers that are continually clicking on these videos and subscribing to the channel and putting excellent comments down below. I didn't anticipate this channel to get big. I don't anticipate it to get huge, but I expected to get a couple hundred subscribers in a couple years. I got 1,000 in a couple months. Wouldn't be here if it weren't for you guys, and please comment if you have any video suggestions. I'd love to take some time out of my day and answer your requests. So, all right, as always, thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys in the next one.